At exactly 8:58 a.m., Jonathan Kincaid had 2 minutes left before losing $300 million. The Arab investors sat in silence, their patience thinning by the second. No translator, no deal, no mercy. Jonathan slammed his hand on the table. Find someone, anyone, or this company is finished. Behind the glass doors, holding a mop she was never supposed to speak with, the maid understood every single word they were saying in Arabic. And when she finally stepped forward, no one in that room was ready for what she was about to say. Before we continue, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments where you're watching from, so I can see all my lovely supporters from around the world. Her heart pounded. Her hands were steady, but her mind raced. "Excuse me, sir," she said, her voice clear and calm. "I can translate for you." Every eye turned toward her, a mixture of disbelief, shock, and curiosity. Jonathan froze, his brow furrowing. Who is she?" "I assure you, sir, I am fluent," she said. "I can help save this deal." Jonathan hesitated. Time was slipping away. 2 minutes, 120 seconds before $300 million vanished. He gave a curt nod. "Prove it." She opened the contract, flipping through pages with confident precision. Her Arabic flowed seamlessly, switching between classical and Gulf dialects. Every investor leaned forward. She wasn't just translating words. She was translating intent, reading between lines, and navigating cultural nuances with skill no machine or assistant could match. Jonathan's jaw clenched. He had no choice. The meeting had to continue, and she had just taken the reins. She corrected errors in the documents, clarified ambiguous terms, and guided the investors carefully, ensuring trust was maintained. The tension that had felt suffocating now began to shift into cautious optimism. Halfway through the meeting, Jonathan's assistant Miranda slid a folder across the table, her smile tight and calculated. Layla's eyes flicked to it immediately. The folder contained a subtle twist in a contract clause, enough to benefit the company unfairly and risk the investors' trust. She didn't flinch. Timing was everything. "I believe there is a discrepancy here," she said, her tone calm but firm, pointing to the clause. Miranda's eyes widened. That's not necessary," she stammered. The investors leaned in, now fully attentive. Layla's correction was precise, exposing the subtle trap and restoring clarity. The deal, once on the brink of collapse, was secure again. Jonathan exhaled, a mix of relief and astonishment. The investors nodded, impressed. "Extraordinary," one whispered. Jonathan's voice softened. "You've just saved this company." Layla nodded, silently acknowledging the gravity of her actions. Miranda's scheme had failed, and a new power dynamic had quietly emerged. After the meeting, Jonathan pulled her aside. "From today, you're officially part of this team. You've earned it." Layla's lips curved in a small, confident smile. "I will accept," she said, "but on my terms. No uniform, no backdoor entry. I will not return to invisibility." Jonathan nodded. The balance of authority had shifted. Weeks later, Layla stood in Abu Dhabi, her office overlooking the sprawling city skyline. Every contract, every negotiation, every cultural nuance now passed through her hands. Her sister accompanied her, a source of support and comfort. Layla had transformed from an invisible maid into a strategic force, a bridge between worlds. Jonathan's messages, full of respect and acknowledgement, arrived daily. She wasn't just a translator. She was indispensable. At a formal dinner with the investors, Layla received a gold pendant, a symbol of wisdom, courage, and trust. She accepted gracefully, eyes steady, mind focused. The mansion was no longer just a luxurious home. It had become a symbol of empowerment and transformation, thanks to one bold choice and unwavering skill. Miranda lingered in the background, simmering with jealousy and subtle threats, but Layla was prepared. Every negotiation now carried potential risks, subtle traps, and challenges she had to anticipate. But she had grown confident, precise, and unstoppable. Days became weeks. Layla managed every complication with exacting attention. misunderstood clauses, tense investor discussions, cultural missteps. She handled all of it with authority and calm. Jonathan's respect deepened. The team relied on her insights. The company transformed, shedding rigidity for merit, integrity, and empowerment. One evening, reviewing documents in her office, Jonathan sent a message. "You've transformed everything. I didn't realize how much we needed you." Layla typed back, "It's not about needing me. It's about recognizing value where it was invisible before." She looked over the city, pendant glinting, knowing she had reshaped expectations, influence, and leadership. Walks through the office were no longer invisible. Employees acknowledged her presence, some with admiration, others with surprise. She nodded politely, silent authority emanating with every step. Courage, timing, and intelligence had changed everything. Weeks later, Layla was fully integrated into the company's leadership. She mentored young employees, guided international communications, and reshaped corporate culture. The mansion had become more than a home. It was now a hub for empowerment and growth. Jonathan had learned a vital lesson. Influence was not in wealth or title, but in knowledge, courage, and decisive action at the right moment. As she prepared for her next negotiation, Layla felt ready. She had earned her seat, her voice, and her influence. Obstacles no longer intimidated her. The world had adjusted, and she was at the center. Deals proceeded. Respect followed. The company's reputation grew. If you've enjoyed this story and want more thrilling, inspiring tales of courage and transformation, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. Tell me where you're watching from, bestie. Your engagement helps bring more stories like this to your channel. Layla stood by the balcony, the city stretching before her, golden light reflecting off her pendant. The maid who had once been invisible had changed everything. One choice, one voice, one moment of courage had transformed not just a deal, but a world of expectations, power, and possibility. Invisibility had turned into unstoppable influence. Courage met opportunity, and the quietest voice had become the one everyone listened to.